JBNN, we keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, freed one Don gang suspects haven't been killed or gone missing, say police. Superintendent of Police Howard Chambers, commanding officer for St. Catherine, is dismissing reports that 16 of the men who were freed in the one Don gang trial have either been killed or gone missing. We patrol the communities from which they are from, so we would know, Chambers said in response to a report which surfaced on social media over the weekend. Two senior detectives close to the gang investigation also dismissed the reports but indicated they were informed that one person from among the batch of men freed has recently gone missing. The individual, identified as Chavoy Evans, otherwise called Cartel, was in March found not guilty of being a member of a criminal organization. 17 of the 33 alleged gang members were acquitted, while one, Andre Golding, was gunned down last August while out on bail during the trial. 4 of the men were initially freed in March 2022 after the prosecution conceded that it did not have sufficient evidence to mount a successful case against them, while a 5th man was freed in that same month after Chief Justice Brian Sykes upheld a no-case submission by his lawyer. One of the men, Damani Elliston, was among the quartet who was first sent home, was arrested shortly after his release in connection with a double murder in the parish. 50 members of the gang, including leader of the One Don faction, Andre Blackman Bryan, and a lone female, Stephanie Cole Christie, were however convicted in March and will be sentenced in the Home Circuit Court on July 3. In the meantime, one of the investigators disclosed that a man who was shot and injured on Saturday at the Spanish Town Bus Park was among the original batch of men who were arrested as part of the gang but was released before the trial. The injured man is said to be the brother of one of the individuals who was recently found not guilty in the trial. The injured man, the police claim, was targeted because of his alleged affiliation with a faction of the Klansman gang, which now controls the bus park and the multi-million-dollar extortion rackets that operate there. The man remains in hospital, was shot and injured Saturday afternoon in a daring attack which left bystanders scampering for safety. The incident on Burke Road occurred about 5:30 p.m. Reports are that the victim was seated in the park among other persons when a man brandishing a handgun approached him and shot him multiple times. According to the investigators, the attack is believed to be the start of a new round in the war between the faction that controls the bus park and another faction reportedly loyal to reputed incarcerated gang leader Tesha Miller. Reports are that the Tesha Miller faction wants the spoils to be shared. However, Chambers said he's not aware of any plans in motion to reignite a gang war at the bus park. According to him, the bus park has been peaceful in recent times and the police have increased the number of police patrolling the area and the park is once again buzzing with activity. Man killed while celebrating birthday. Elderly eyewitness collapses and dies. A man was shot and killed on Mystic Way in Waterford, St. Catherine, about 5:30 p.m. on Sunday while celebrating his birthday. An elderly woman who witnessed the shooting reportedly collapsed and was pronounced dead at hospital. The man, Jason Ivy, of a Waterford address, was reportedly playing dominoes and having drinks with friends in celebration of his birthday when he was pounced upon by gunmen. He was shot multiple times and was pronounced dead on arrival at the Spanish Town Hospital. Another man was shot in the arm and was treated at hospital. Eyewitnesses say the elderly woman, who remains unidentified, appeared to have been frightened by the explosions and collapsed. Councillor for the Waterford Division, Fenley Douglas, said the area had been enjoying relative peace since October last year. I can't say that the peace has been broken. We have been working close with the police and through different community interventions, we have been able to maintain relative calm in the area, Douglas said. He is appealing to residents who might have information on the shooting to work with the police to solve the murder. Painter killed at bar in Manchester. The Manchester police are probing the circumstances surrounding the murder of a man in Old England in the parish on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified as 45-year-old Dennis Barrett, otherwise known as Bowley, a painter from the neighboring Buckenhurst community. It is reported that approximately 11 p.m. on Sunday, Barrett was at a sports bar in Old England with the bar's operator when armed men pounced upon them. It's further reported that the gunmen tried to rob Barrett before opening fire, hitting him several times. Barrett was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was such a jovial person, always running joke and well known. I don't know why anybody would want to do that to him. It wasn't anybody in any trouble. This has shocked everybody, said a resident who requested not to be named. 3 months ago, 37-year-old Aldo Scott, a farmer of Mayday District, was shot and killed in the area. The Manchester police subsequently imposed a 3-day curfew in the community and adjoining areas to prevent possible reprisal killings. Mobe bread vendor succumbs to gunshot injuries. Detectives in Montego Bay, St. James, have confirmed that a bread vendor who was shot by a gunman in the town on Saturday night has succumbed to his injuries. He has been identified as 27-year-old Romari Anderson, otherwise called Ryan, of Vernon's Drive in Montego Bay. About 9:30 p.m., Anderson was reportedly at the location where he sells bread along Market Street when a lone gunman approached him and opened fire, hitting him multiple times. The gunman made his escape on foot. Anderson was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was admitted in critical condition. He died on Sunday morning. St. Anne man gunned down in his community. A St. Anne man was shot and killed in his community in Windsor, St. Anne's Bay on Sunday morning. He has been identified as 34-year-old Ziggy Thomas. According to the police, Thomas was operating his taxi along Windsor Road about 10:50 when he was stopped by men posing as passengers who shot him several times. Thomas drove from the scene but crashed a short distance away. The police were summoned and was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations continue. Mortuary sealed up by a gunman jumped some car to save his life. A St. Catherine man says he was robbed of his car, severely beaten, and nearly killed last week after he tried to do a favor for a friend. He said the woman, who is known for almost a year, usually pays him to carry her around. She told me that she was at Elsha and she wanted me to take her home. I reached a location minutes to 10 p.m., said Joe, not his real name. After finding her, they were exiting Elsha Beach when she asked if he could take one of her friends home. He admitted that he was skeptical when she exited the vehicle to search for her friend. About 4 minutes later, she called me and said she should come back to where I initially picked her up. Joe said, I went back there and she come in the vehicle. And the guy come in the vehicle and sat directly behind me. My roof light was on and I hailed him and him never respond. Me find it a little bit weird. While driving through the car park, Joe said he felt 2 blows to the back of his head and turned around to find himself staring on the barrel of a gun being held by the passenger. He was threatened to remain quiet or he would be killed. Shortly after, my driver door pulled and one man come in, and one next one come from the other door. I was pushed to the back of the vehicle, he said, adding that the female remained silent. Joe said he began pleading for his life and told the men that they were free to take his Toyota motor car. He said one of his abductors said that they were going to kill him, and another pulled out a black garbage bag. Joe's life flashed before him. I'm an only child, and my mind flashed by my parents. Me just 25 and I don't accomplish anything as yet. My mind flashed by Leroy, who is the missing in-drive courier. I just started fighting, he said. Joe said he managed to press the lever which opened the door, but the man with the garbage bag hit him in the face a few times with what appeared to be a gun. We were right at the roundabout at Elsha and I was just fighting. The driver was trying to close back the door, but I used a part of my body to force it to stay open. By this time, I had enough space to jump, and this time my body weight was on the man who was driving. The 2 others were holding on to pull me back in. I was fighting, and my adrenaline was working, and them have a leg off of me, he said. Having fallen from the vehicle, Joe said he removed his brightly colored shirt and hid in bushes. He said he watched as the men circled the area searching for him, with the female still in the car. Paranoid and trembling with fear, he said he cautiously crawled out of his hiding place and began walking toward Helsha Heights. Joe said he tried to stop a number of drivers but believes that they did not help him because he was blooded. Eventually a car stopped and thankfully the driver was someone I know from church. He and his wife transported me to the Helsha police station after he explained the situation, he said. Joe said the police took him to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was treated. He later gave a statement to the Greater Portmore police station. On Thursday, he said his scrapped vehicle was recovered by the lawmen in a cane field in Bernard Lodge. He said the female called him the following day and told him that the men threatened to rape her if she did not assist them. She also said they let her go after he escaped. Though skeptical, Joe said, "But just grateful that I'm alive." Government to expand partnership with the church to enforce value-based education, says Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government is seeking to expand its partnership with the church to build more schools in Jamaica in an effort to enforce a value-based education in the society. He noted that there has been a transition in the country's foundational values. "I believe the church can play, and it's been a very important role in fortifying the society and in ensuring that there isn't a total collapse of the moral base of the society, he stated. I want to use this opportunity to commend the church in as much as asking for the church to see if more can be done to protect and support our Jamaican civilization, he added. The Prime Minister was speaking at the 2023 Pentecost Assembly, hosted by the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kingston at the National Arena in Kingston on Sunday. Additionally, Holness informed that schools managed by the church continue to perform exceptionally well. Our education system is not as bad as some would have it to be. We have schools that continue to produce world-leading talent, he stressed. It is against this background that Holness noted that faith-based education is still valuable, even as society becomes modernized and takes an agnostic view. Being grounded in a faith-based educational program is still powerful and valuable in today's world, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.